Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. David Orman, and welcome to another episode of the Wellness Shot for July 6th. This one's quite personal, and after doing over 40,000 treatments, it's also fairly common when when you're passionate about something, when you're passionate particularly about doing something, whether it be an activity or starting a business or what have you, and it is taken away, it is very difficult to deal with. Now, I don't mean you stop doing it. I mean it is taken away. Here's what I mean in terms of contrast. So when I was a little kid, up into about 21, 22, I used to play baseball, and I absolutely loved it. I'd be one of these people that would grow up in Pennsylvania. I would shovel snow in November, December, January, just so I could go on the baseball field. And when I was in college at about probably my junior year, I realized uh, big fish, small pond. I was really good for the area, but when the awareness came that this is going to be it, and I'm not going any further than the level that I'm at now in college. And it was I was okay with that. I mean, I was disappointed in everything, but I decided that I started losing. Once I recognized that, I started losing the passion for it. And even though I played my senior year, I was there in body, but not in spirit, and when my heart wasn't in it. And so the next year, that was it. I decided I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. And so I voluntarily gave it up. And yeah, there were parts of it that I missed, and the camaraderie in particular, the competition, really the camaraderie. But I voluntarily gave it up. So it became easier to deal with, considerably easier to deal with. About 4 years ago or so, I had torn a labrum in my hip. So the hip, the femur, the thigh bone looks like this, and then the hip kind of looks like a clamshell. And there's a ring that reminds me of a washer, and it's made out of fibrous cartilage, and it helps the hip go and the leg move all over the place. Well, to this day, I don't know how, but I tore it. So instead of having that space, it is locked together. And though I'm quite certain at some point, I haven't figured it out yet, but at some point uh, I will figure it out. Inspiration will come to me, and and I'll be able to get back to normal, because right now I can't run, can't kick for my martial arts stuff. And the hardest part about it is I loved doing marathons. I had done 13 of them and probably 50 or 60 other smaller races, half marathons to, 5Ks. And because of the injury, it is taken away. I'm likely never going to do it again. And that's much more difficult to deal with. For me, the marathon was not just about the challenge of going 26.2 miles. It was the preparation. We have a beautiful trail here, and a lot of times I'd be in nature, and I have some of the greatest pieces of inspiration that found me. The little voice inside your head that whispers something beautiful. Had moments of complete and utter meltdown where things were going horribly, and yep, there we go. And anywhere and everywhere in between. It was more than running, it was therapy for me. And because of the injury, it was taken away. And so when things like that happen, I find them much, much, much more difficult to deal with. And in talking with patients, same thing. And it doesn't have to be a physical activity, as I mentioned in the beginning. It could be a business, it could be a relationship, it could be anything. One person wants to stay, the other one decides I'm out of here. That would be an example, it being taken away. And there are, I remember one of my teachers, I was having a conversation with him, and things were not going particularly well. And he said, "Don't worry, things will pick up." And then a few months later, I was talking to him. "Oh, things are awesome. They're fantastic. I can't tell you how." He goes, "I'm happy for you, but don't get too up. They're going to come down." That Yeah, I thought you're supposed to be, the inspiration guy. He goes, no, I'm the guy who tells you the truth. So when there's this ebb and flow, yin and yang of life. When things go up, they'll eventually come back down. And when they're in a valley, they'll come back up to the mountain. That's just the way it is. And things have a tendency to even out. And so when, at least on an intellectual level, when you recognize that, that can provide some degree of peace. When you're at this low point, there's nowhere else to go but up, that type of thinking. The other aspect to it is it's okay to mourn the loss of. It's okay to feel sad, and one of the worst things you can do is repress it. Repressed emotion, whatever the emotion is, will eventually lead to disease or injury. I guarantee you that. I don't know what the disease is. I don't know what the injury is, but it will do so unless you deal with it or allow it to be expressed, even if it's expressed and it hurts like you wouldn't believe it hurts. That is so much better than suppressing it, ignoring it, pretending it doesn't exist. You can let it out in pieces. You can ask others to have sessions with you. You can, your best friend, whatever the case is, get it out. That's the second aspect of it. There are also other aspects of this um, from an herbal, from an energetic perspective. When something has been taken away, the organ that's typically affected are the lungs. The lungs are responsible for not only respiration, of course, but they're also responsible for moving the energy throughout the body. They're also responsible for half of the energy that the body has. The other half, of course, comes from food and liquid. But the energy that the act of breathing draws the energy from the air, and the body utilizes it for not only physical activity, but mental and every other aspect of it. And there's a particular herb called astragalus. It is one of my favorite herbs. If you see it in its raw form, it looks like a tongue depressor. It just normal, depending on how it's cut, of course, looks like just a regular piece of wood. And from a physical standpoint, it is arguably the best thing for elevating the immune system. But there's a huge caveat here. You have to be healthy in order to take it. If you have a virus, it will trap the virus. It will drive it in deeply. So if you're sick, if you have the flu, if you have something along those lines, avoid it. And then when you're nice and healthy, this will allow you to not only maintain your health because it significantly elevates the immune system, but it also provides what I would call pure energy. 3 cups of coffee is fake energy because there's a bill that'll come when this wears off. Pure energy is the energy that you're used to or could be feeling because that's what the body produces. You're able to go throughout the course of the day, again, be it physical, psychological, what have you. You're able to figure out projects, you're able to work on the computer, you're able to take care of the trees in the backyard, whatever the case is. And it's healthy, strong, powerful energy. And when the day is over, sleep comes. And the astragalus also helps to maintain the how would I say this? The shen. The shen is the spirit which is found in the heart. It also strengthens the heart so that the spirit can express itself. So from a psychological perspective, it helps also with emotional steadiness, emotional release, and emotional resilience. So if you're having one of those moments where you had to give something up and you are having a difficult time with it, astragalus is one of the greatest things that can help. It also helps improve confidence whenever there's prolonged stress. Prolonged stress really, really wears the body down even more than you think it might. This helps to elevate it. It improves mental endurance, memory, as I mentioned, creativity. It allows you to meet life and life's challenges in a much more calm, heart-centered way. It's been known to increase optimism, particularly after periods of exhaustion. So it not only increases that energy, but it also elevates the spirit and allows it to come up. So when people say, I have been dealing this for so long, I feel like I can sleep for a month, I'm not myself, somebody's living in my body and it's not me. That type of feeling, and it's been going on months and months and months, or even years. This is the substance for you. This will allow you to, hey, wait a second here. I feel like me now. This is the real me. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in months or weeks or years or what have you. This is what astragalus can do. It also helps if you if you're around people who drain you. Uh, so counselors, for example, people just unload all their negativity. That's part of your job. This will be a dramatic help as well. So chronically depleted, tendency to overwork. This is another thing that will be a huge help. So in conclusion, there are always solutions to anything. If you're not sure what they are, set up a session with me. I will be happy to go over any aspect. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this also, and I will see you next week. Thank you.